everybody. Welcome to Real Talk with Gile Group. Today I have a guest on our podcast, and it's Paivi Vargas. And Paivi is here to talk about some fun things that we can do with our home. And I'm going to let you pronounce the word, Paivi, of what we're talking about. But it was of interest to me because it's a little bit like the Danish, and I can't pronounce that word either. Hygge, or kind of even like a feng shui, or all of that. So, and yours is called
Lagom.
Lagom, and
it means just enough, simple ways to enjoy your life, finding the balance with not having too much and not having too little.
Yeah.
So it's the sweet point between everything we want and what we already have. So
I love that. Appreciating what we already have.
Yes.
But also planning for things that we need.
Still enjoying the dreams and your wish lists and all that, because if you always buy everything you want, you're still not ever happy or pleased, because there's always new products, and then you end up with having lots of stuff at home, and maybe that space starts to feel too tight and cluttered and everything. So it's just in a way to push back what I want and enjoy what I have,
and what do I really need?
Little bit,
yeah. Well, and I'm guilty of having a lot of things. Mostly mine is, I would say my things are entertaining things. And then I had kids in school, so we had a craft bin that we had, and even organizing and clearing out those things, because I'm in a different stage of life now. I don't need those things. And so I think being able to, it's fascinating, to me. So how would you start if you wanted to kind of really embrace this style? What would be the first steps of us starting?
It is with this all famous organizing and sorting out and really looking at what you like and what you need in the space, and making the decisions that are sometimes so hard that, this was the present of from that person and I don't really like it, but it's because it's the present. But you can clear out, and what I love personally is that we many times like to decorate for seasons, but you could have different decorations for each season and then have the other ones packed away. You may have like a fall storage box and the spring storage box and winter and summer, and that way your space is not too full and you still get the enjoyment of changing the decor without always buying everything new. And
buying everything new. And I have tried, I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but when I've tried to clear some things out, and I've gone through at the end of every season, Christmas, go through and go, I didn't put this out, and I didn't put this out for 2 years. And so then I offer it to my kids. I say, does anybody want this free game? And then I donate it if I don't, or if I buy a new piece, because like you said, products change. My home changes over time. In the 90s, I was in the reds and golds and Tuscan things, and now we're in the grays and whites and the lighter things. So my decor, even for my holidays, changed. So I try and get rid of one thing if I get a new thing. Is that a good way to go as well?
That's a good way, and if you're interested in going towards minimalism, you would in a way think that, if I'm buying something, I should be getting rid of 3 or 4 things at the same time. So you're really considering what you're buying, that you're not just going and buy whatever your eye is attached to, but you're thinking that, how does this play in my home or my space, if you're thinking your business space, and not just bring in too much, but
business space. I like that idea. I'm going to be we need to change our office around in our house, because we office out of the home for the most part. We go into the office occasionally, but we office out of our home, and our space is small. And I have one of my very best friends is from Austria, and she grew up in small square footage. not huge square footage, and she had a sister and parents in small square footage. And I think that's one of the things that Europe does really well and that we don't do well here is exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Consciously paying attention to what it is you need, getting out of your space a little bit and enjoying the outdoors, but also utilizing vertical space, which I don't think we do well.
Yeah. Traditionally, houses and buildings here are so large that there hasn't really been the need of thinking that, okay, does this room need to function for something else than sleeping? Or is this the family room where we just watch TV? Or is this the official living room where we sit with guests? And in Europe, and at least in Nordic countries, the homes are really tiny, and you really need to, the bedrooms need to be the places where the kids are playing and they are doing their schoolworks or studying and hanging out with their friends, because many times there isn't these large common spaces.
I think it's kind of, I like it because I think it encourages like kids having separate space. Yeah, they need quiet time for their homework, but I think so often kids are in their own space, and it's really kind of better for everybody to be together. You know, and know that everyone's there. Interesting the small space piece. I think during COVID, people were reinventing how they lived because now everyone was in that space. We were working from that space. Our kids were schooling from the space. And I think there's parts of that people still kind of want to keep. It wasn't all terrible. There was some things that we were like, oh, maybe this isn't so bad, and we learned to do it a different way. I often think when I'm on vacation that I like only certain small amount of things. I keep the place picked up if we're all together in a house. I thought, you know what, if I can live this way for a week, or even if people are lucky enough to be able to get away for a month, that kind of thing, well, I can do that at home. Do I need all of those things? The realization is we really don't.
And I guess before COVID, we were always outside the house. There were all these hobbies and events and everything. You were just popping into your home to sleep or recharge or eat, and then you were all the time out. And then COVID came, and we were forced to be in the space, and many people, I think, were looking like, okay, so what is this space? Is this really reflecting me, or is this just what we threw together because we were always out and exploring and all that? So now we have gained a little bit different view of the home and what home is, and
I agree.
Other spaces too.
Home for me has always been my safe space. Like it's always my space where it's like when personal things happen. When my dad passed away, being able to come, and I was gone for several weeks because he was in California, so I went there. And when I came home, it felt like a hug, honestly. It was like, this is my little cocoon, and I wanted to be in my cocoon. My family was here. My house was here. My comforts were here. And I think it's hard for some people to, it's not just about decorating.
No.
That is certainly part of it. But it's not just about that. It's about that feeling. So finding a way to organize, that's the first step. Is what would the next step be to really kind of embrace this?
It would really, in a way, to go and continue the discussion with yourself that, so what is it that I am needing, and what makes me comfortable, what is it that inspires me, because our spaces are not just to recharge us, it's also to inspire us and push towards the goals we have.
I love that, inspire.
It in a way it has to be both the safe nest and the launching pad for what you're supposed to do here in life. So
I love the inspire piece.
Yes.
Because I know that when I walk through my house, my kids give me the worst time about it because I want things put in their place. I'm okay with mess, and it can all go back together. But when I walk through my house, I enjoy going from one room to the next room, and I look in each room as I go. My kids are like, Mom, you are so weird, but I love it. It's like, oh, I love my dining room and my blue wall that I have, and I love that painting or that picture. So what inspires us? I try and have books and things that just, or sayings that I kind of have in my office. Most especially, I have those kinds of things.
It's to inspire you to do what you love to do, And I always say that I am here in the world to make it better for everybody, and the way how I'm doing it, it's with one person or one family at a time, when they are really happy in their home, when they every morning they wake up and they think, oh gosh, I love this space. So imagine how much easier it is to be kind to somebody else, instead of you wake up and you're grumpy and then somebody comes and annoys you. So it's just making people happy in their spaces, then you can be happy, and
it's a great start to your day to be happy
to others.
Yeah, I love that. So organizing, writing a list of the things that you want, that are important to you, that inspire you. I love the inspire piece. That's really awesome. And then just being grateful for the things that you do have, which we talk about often, you know, trying to just write down a few things. And I was intimidated by the grateful part at first, like, oh my gosh, I mean, I am grateful. And then I felt guilty, because like, well, my health, my family's health, like, okay, well, it's the same thing you're grateful for every day. Well, that's okay. I can be grateful for those things. Exactly. But then I tried to dig a little deeper and go, okay, like my coffee in the morning, my quiet time in the morning, I love those things. Yeah. Sun on my face, those little things that you don't, you know, so then it's delving deeper and just finding those little things and maybe adding those things to your home, a picture or a feeling, or, you know, I don't know, those little things.
And in a way, it is a process of learning more about yourself when you're in a way forcing yourself to stop and think that, okay, so I'm grateful for this and I'm grateful for that, and what is that gratefulness in a way doing in me? So
how is it affecting me? Yeah.
So
what's your favorite room in your house?
That's a hard thing to say. I in a way, I love the small details in many places, but I also love the whole. It is probably just the feeling of the home, and knowing that I'm surrounded with healthy materials, the natural materials. I have beautiful views outside. I have the feeling that I'm within nature in my safe place.
I love that. Lots of windows probably then, and lights.
Big windows.
Okay.
Trees outside,
and I know, like, we have done many moves together, and that's a whole nother podcast. But I know that in talking to you and I, you do oils. You like the essential oils. I like essential oils. So can diffusing be a part of that kind of?
Yeah, invigorating all the senses we have. It's the touches, when you touch the cozy blankets, or the furniture, or the smooth wood surfaces, or metal. Some people love the cleanness of metal surfaces or glass, and it's what we hear. We can play music, or we can enjoy the silence, because silence is in a way music too.
I love silence.
In addition to seeing what we can get through our eyes, and the scents, and even in a way to taste, because scent and taste are so close to each other. Sometimes when you're scenting something, you're in a way like tasting it too. So and you can in a way think that, well, I have a taste of things, so it's not that you're eating the things, but in a way using the word of tasting.
They are connected. I mean, our smell and our taste is definitely connected. Yeah, I think the sensor, I like scents. I do the diffusing quite a bit, and it's fun to just come up with different scents and things like that. So well, that's fun. I hadn't even thought about that one, but I love the scent thing. That's really good, the taste and the sense. So if somebody wanted to get started and really kind of work with you to kind of take their home to this piece, how do they get a hold of you? Can they contact you and you would work with them directly, like me, for instance, when I do my office?
Yes, for sure. Give me a call or send me an email, and I'm so inspired always, because my eye is always finding so many solutions in places, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a big change. It may be just changing a little bit where you have your items, or pulling this item here and
so it doesn't have to be an intimidating change. You don't have to be intimidated or feel like you've got to clear everything or Marie Kondo and throw it all in the middle and get rid of everything.
Definitely not. And sometimes it may just be a little inspirational talk. It doesn't necessarily need to be immediately doing changes, but you may want to talk about that. What is it that you are looking further? Is it that you know that life is changing? You're retiring soon and you want to have your home still working for you, or maybe there is a baby coming in, or you're joining forces with the significant other. And sometimes it's in a way I love to prepare in beforehand and not just doing the work when it's the utmost
proactive as opposed to reactive. I say that when we're talking to sellers and buyers, and certainly in our homes in life changes like you were talking about. Absolutely. I totally love proactive rather than reactive. Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. Well, great. We will put all of your information on our podcast. So everyone out there, if you're interested, I've worked with Paivi. We met several years ago when I was working with downsizing people, still doing all of that. And she is a fantastic source. So, and that will be another podcast that we will talk about downsizing and those steps to getting that done. So thanks for joining us today. I hope you guys enjoyed the information. Let us know if you have any questions, because we can always have Paivi answer them. And don't forget to follow us on all of our social media. Thanks for watching our podcast today, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media.
Have questions about the real estate market? Send us an email at askgilegroup@gilegroup.com, or give us a call or shoot us a text.